We talked about terrorism. We talked about suicide bombers. We talked about right to choose, right to life. Things that were brought out in the television show, but in a way that devastated everyone. Anybody that's ever seen that program walks away saying, because, you gotta remember one thing, why do they walk away just completely, minds expanded, really saying, thank you, this is more than just a television show. You have enlightened us with the medium of television. This show, Battlestar Galactica, won a Peabody, a George Foster Peabody. That's given to the planet. The Peabody is given to the usage of electronic media in the world. Russia, Europe, Africa, Latin America, North America, we all are in this together, and they go around the world and they look at all the usages of electronic media, and then they give the Peabody to the people who have used it the best. And we got it. As we're sitting there, this man, this incredible executive director talking about reconciliation, finished talking, and there was myself, Mary McDonald, Whoopi Goldberg was the moderator, and then the two creators, Ron Moore and David Icke, and then the moderator was sitting right here, and I didn't say anything, and then Whoopi was talking to, there were 100 students, high school students that were brought in to view it, but they were the honor students from all the different high schools, 3 from here, 5 from here, 7 from here. All the public high schools and the parochial schools, they picked 100 of the top minds in New York, and they brought them in, they set them down along with all of the UN assembly. It was jam-packed. There were people along the walls. I wasn't saying anything as I listened to reconciliation, and I listened to this executive director and a really true great humanitarian. Can you imagine trying to reconcile the planet? What a job. That's worse than what the president has to do. It's really hard to get people to talk to each other. Can you talk to the Jew, please? Please? Hey, the English are really nice. And then Whoopi, after everybody had talked for just about 15 minutes, Whoopi says, Eddie, what do you think of all this? And I said, I can't believe that we're here. I can't believe it. Battlestar Galactica has been invited to this venue, to here, in front of the entire planet. And I also can't believe that we are here and that this great humanitarian, I put my hand on his shoulder, this great humanitarian has used the word race as a cultural determinant. You should have never invited me here, I said. Because there's no such thing as an African race, or Latino race, or Asian race, or Caucasian, or indigenous. And his body language, I don't know much about anything, but I know what this means. And he had a little smile on his face. And then he started to write. And I just looked at him and I said, I can't believe that here we are in the UN, and we're talking, and I hear this man talk about race. You should have never invited me. Because I got to tell you right now, and I said it to them the entire place, and people applauded. I said, don't applaud it. I said, because there's only one race. But what caused us to have the word race used as a cultural determinant? What was it that made us start to divide ourselves like this? What made us divide ourselves? What made us divide ourselves in the usage of needing the races? Why did we need races? It was easier to kill one another. That was the whole reason. The French were the first to use it. Over 600 years ago. so that they could, one culture could kill another culture, and you weren't killing your own race, because it's very hard to kill your own race. So they divided us into races for the specific reason, one reason only. That was the only reason, That was the intention of that one move on this planet over 600 years ago. Scholars all they say, Edward, it's much, no, that isn't true. I said, you know what, guys, go ahead. You analyze it, you tell me. You go ahead. It's like the conquest of the Americas. Oh, it's much deeper than to the goal with the priest right by your side. Tell me oh yes, it's much more. It's not that simplistic. There's much study that's been, you know what? You have a problem. I call it the PhD syndrome. How many PhDs in the room? Be proud. Yes! You know what the PhD syndrome is?
Sadly, yes.
The end of learning. You get your PhD? The end of learning. I know it. I have my doctorate, and I'm ready to rock. The last 13 of them, and I'm still learning. Oh, well, you didn't really you didn't write your book. I wrote a book. You didn't pay your dues. You didn't really take the exam. You didn't have doctors grade you. They don't give out honorary doctorates to everybody. Like I said, they didn't give it out to the president. I don't know what we're going to do. It's a hard one to get here. I hope someday they'll honor me. Yeah. From ASU. It'll be an honor. For the way that I've lived my life and contribution to humanity. Maybe you'll look at it and say, oh, it's interesting. Think about that. But it's not that simple. They tell me. And I'm saying to them, you make it as difficult as you want to. Go ahead. You keep on dividing us till you can't see straight. And we destroy each other. You go ahead. Because you know why? If you think that there's a lot of Mexicans here right now, you wait to see what's going to happen in 25 years. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! Holy mackerel! Oh boy, there's going to be a lot of us walking around here, and you're not going to be too happy with us. No, because you don't know anything about us. Okay, you know how far we have to go? How many high school students in here? Raise your hands with pride. Yes! How many, let's see, we had about 35 doctors that raised their hands. How many master's degrees in here? Holy mackerel, we're smart. Up on top, masters, any? Yes, thank you. How many bachelor's degrees are in this room? How many are going to get their bachelor's degrees? How many are going to get their master's degrees? How many are going to get their doctorates? Come on! How many are going to get your doctorate? Yeah! A bachelor's degree today is like my high school diploma in 1964. A master's degree is like a bachelor's degree back then. You need a doctorate. You need a doctorate. You need to be able to be the end of learning. Trust me, it isn't. But some people think it is. They think they got it. And they read it and everything, but they have an attitude. I gotta tell you right now, we do not have much time. Because right now, watch this. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for how far we have to go? Name me, okay, there's 35 doctors in here. There are at least 100 masters and a whole bunch of bachelors. There's over 1,500 of us in this room, okay? There are hundreds and hundreds of us, okay? Now, I don't want you to shout it out, but I want you to raise your hand if you know the answer to this, okay? The answer is very simple. Listen carefully. I want you to name me one. Remember what we're talking about. We're talking about learning other people, culture, learning me, learning my culture, understanding me, and what problems we have. This is 2010. You ready? Watch this. Name me one United States national hero, okay, that you've studied any time in your life, male or female, born in the United States, of Asian descent. Oh, wait a minute. When I did this at Harvard, there were 72 PhDs sitting in the audience. They gave the highest award that they give at Harvard. And I had to speak. So I don't know much. I thought I did. I mean, I said today to many people, you know, at the 20s, I thought I knew it all. At 30s, I knew it all. At 40s, I started to rethink myself. At 50s, I had no idea what I was doing. Now at 60, I know humbly, I don't know shit. I don't know anything. Anybody that is studying right now biotechnology, or studying chemistry, or studying engineering, or studying right here at this school right now, knows more than I do about biotechnology, engineering, architecture, health. I don't care what it is. You guys are studying, you're right in it. Me, I didn't study that. I got my education, and then I went on to define myself in my craft. Not that I didn't like to read, I read a lot about anthropology. And I'm pretty good at that now. I really am. I can actually hold my own. But engineering, biotechnology, chemistry, okay, got it. Computer science, you're the boss. Thank you very much. Yes, I can't even run my telephone. I can't compute on my phone. When I was there at Harvard, I don't know much of anything, but I do know what this means. And I know what this means. And I know what this means. So I was there at Harvard, and I asked them, name me one United States national hero that you studied any time in your life. There are 72 doctors there. They just gave me the highest awards down speaking. Name me one United States national hero that you studied any time in your life, male or female, born in the United States of America. Okay, born here, Asian descent. But I use Latino, actually. And I'll use it here, too.